On today's show, we got a lot to talk about here for Detroit Lions news. Thank you. The weekend as articles blew up. We're talking about Za'Darious Smith attending a Pistons game. Does that mean he could be returning to the Detroit Lions? We're going to get to that. Aidan Hutchinson injury update. The guy is a machine. That's a good thing there. Kerby Joseph, he's up for a big contract. We're going to talk about that and other 2025 free agents. Lions are hosting a big name wide receiver for a 30 visit. This is a player that could be drafted the first round. I know a lot of people is going to want to hear about this story. And Amik Robertson trade. Another rumor popping up now on multiple sites talking about it. We're going to give our thoughts on this one. But before we get into today's video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I don't know, let's get 50 subs in today's video. Chat Sports always challenging me to do it. And if you want to watch the NFL draft or hear about it, you come back to this channel. You got to subscribe. Let's start out with Zadarius Smith. He was spotted at a Pistons game. And if you heard Brad Holmes do the interview a little bit over 2 weeks ago talking about he would like to bring Smith back, here it is on Twitter. Ex-Lions defensive end Zadarius Smith, a native Detroit rapper, cashed all attendance at the LCA for tonight's Pistons game. And as soon as this happened, obviously, Facebook, Twitter, the Lions world went crazy saying, could a deal with Zadarius Smith be imminent? Here's my thoughts on this. I wouldn't look too much into this. Going to a Pistons game doesn't mean he's going to sign a deal immediately. But he could be staying in town expecting to sign after the NFL draft. Again, I do believe that a lot of these free agents that are currently out there that are veterans, there's some good names still out there. They're simply waiting for the NFL draft to end. Why is that? They can maximize their profit. If they go to a team that, say, have a lackluster of edge, they're going to get more value for their position. So they're probably going to wait till the NFL draft. So with that said, it is a good sign because he's still here in Detroit. And I do believe after Brad Holmes spoke to the media that eventually they probably bring back Za'Darius Smith, and that would be great because him and Aidan Hutchinson and whoever they draft will help the Lions pass rush out immediately. I like Za'Darius Smith. I thought he was a great guy when he was in Detroit. So I got a question for you. Should the Detroit Lions bring back Za'Darius Smith? Put B if you think back. Put P for pass. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Aidan Hutchinson, update on his injury here, says, this is what he says, I'm there. I say I'm good, Hutchinson told Marty Smith Thursday at the Masters. I've got my last evaluation test when I get back. I leave today and I go back tomorrow to the rehab. I'm going to finish those events, and once I knock out of the park, I'll be on my way done with rehab. It was a long process, I'll tell you that. We love Hutch, number 97, will be ready for training camp, and I bet you he is chomping at the bit to get on the field and bring his dominance. As you know, before he got injured, he was the leading defensive player of the year, snaps his leg, and he had the most snaps sacks on the team, even just breaking his leg after the Cowboys game. So it's a great thing to see him getting better. It's a great thing that he is sprinting, and he will 110% be ready for training camp. And we're going to need him to do so because we need this defensive line to get after the quarterback. We are sponsored by Game Time, the best app, the number one app that I choose, and it's the app that I want you guys to get. It has many great features, specialized in last-minute deals and saves up to 60% when buying last-minute tickets for sports, concerts, comedy shows. It don't matter. They have Game Time picks, making last-minute tickets buying easier than ever by quickly highlighting the best seats in the stadium. And there's so many events going on right now, whether it's concerts, baseball, Tigers, hockey, NBA. There's a lot going on, and the best part about Game Time is that you can see the prices right there on the ticket up front. All the pricing is right in front of you. There's no hidden fees at checkout. They also have the lowest prices guaranteed. And if you find the exact same ticket cheaper on a different app service or the exact same seat, the same row, same everything, Game Time is going to credit you 110% of the difference. Go see the Tigers. Go see the Red Wings. Go see the Pistons. Heck, go see Kendrick Lamar as he's in Detroit this summer. So get started with Game Time today and take out the guesswork with buying tickets with Game Time. If you put in the code ChatSports, you're going to get $20 off your very first purchase. How do you do that? You go to the redeem code section, plug in Chat Sports, you get $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. You got to create an account, you got to have an email to save that money. The link is going to be in the comment section and description of this video. So if you're buying tickets this year, make sure using Game Time. CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets and lowest prices guaranteed. You know, when we talk about being fiscally responsible and understanding the cap situation, if you look at the 2025 free agents after this year, there is a ton. And the leading name right there on the list for an extension is Kerby Joseph. We're going to be paying this guy some buku money. I fully expected it's going to be happening this offseason, so relatively soon. If you look at last year, we did Jared Goff, Taylor Decker, we got Amon-Ra St. Brown. We got the players paid that we wanted them to get paid, and Kerby Joseph is next on that list to get a significant contract. And we need that to happen because he's such a great, great player. And that's what it's all about. Again, folks, subscribe to the channel if you want to watch the NFL draft, hear the NFL draft on my channel. We're going to be live for it. We're going to go through all the picks, breaking it all down. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the draft. Here's the Lions free agents. Again, Kerby Joseph is going to get a big deal here relatively soon. But this is what Brad Holmes got to deal with going forward. You got Malcolm Rodriguez, contract coming up as well. Alex Anzalone, Lions captain on defense. Khalif Raymond, he's been a wide receiver, been a great wide receiver for the Lions. I don't believe they bring him back after next year. DJ Reader, same situation. We just talked about Amik Robertson throughout this week, and we're going to talk about him in this video. Other players, too. You're getting a little bit less players when it comes to Jake Bakes, Kyle Adams. Craig Reynolds, this potentially is legitimate last year with Detroit. Tim Patrick, same there. So the Lions got a lot of free agents. And if you look all the way down, Levi Muzurike, who we gave a one-year deal to, and if he does well, he's going to be getting a big deal to Detroit. So that's why the Lions have been a little bit, kind of controlling their pocketbooks a little bit this offseason because they know they got the big deals coming up. And then you go past that, you got Hutch, you got really other big deals coming on, Brian Branch, and all the players that we have drafted over the last couple years. We got these contracts coming up. But Kerby Joseph, in my opinion, is about to get paid, and that's a good thing. And I do think that they can bring back Kerby Joseph and still have Brian Branch for the long term, because they are smart using their money. Now, the Detroit Lions had a player come visit them for a 30 visit, and it's a position a lot of people would be very curious and scratching their head for. It's wide receiver Matthew Golden out of Texas. He's 5'11", 191 pounds junior. What has he done throughout his tenure in college, his multi-year? Well, he is a junior right now, so he's a good player coming out of Texas. He's considered to be a top 30 draft pick, folks. So that means if the Detroit Lions were to look at a wide receiver, you're talking potentially the 28th pick. He did 58 receptions, 987 yards, 9 touchdowns, average of 17 last year for Texas. He was productive, absolutely. But I got to keep it a buck on this. He is visiting the Lions. And yes, 100%, they talk to the players and they really like the players that they bring in. That is 100%. The only possibility for the Detroit Lions to bring him in and for him to be a Detroit Lion for the long haul would have to be a complete and utter mess and massacre of the defensive line and offensive line in the draft. It would have to be some sort of crazy draft where all these edges and linemen are going before Detroit for the Lions to get screwed enough to where they don't take the position that they probably would like to take, which is edge or line. I don't see this being something that the Lions are going to do. I don't believe so. Or they trade back from 28, pick up extra second-round draft pick, and he somehow falls to the second round, or a situation of that where they get an extra pick. I just don't see them staying at 28 and taking Matthew Golden out of Texas, considering the fact that we have Jamison Williams, we have Amon-Ra St. Brown, we have Khalif Raymond, Tip Patrick. Don't need to get another wide receiver that high in the draft. They can get a guy in the 4th round or the 3rd round to develop. But would you draft Matthew Golden at 28? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. We got a massive rumor that started last week and it is now continued. Multiple articles are talking about this, about a trade of Amik Robertson. But now the rumor is during the draft. It says Lions management is reportedly weighing the possibility of trading Amik Robertson during the NFL draft offseason. His future with the team is uncertain as several management decisions suggest that his role may no longer be indispensable. With a renewed focus on optimizing the roster capabilities, the team appears ready to entertain trade discussions that could yield valuable draft picks, allowing them to bolster both depth and potential growth. This is on SI.com as well. It is on multiple sites now. He's on the final year of his deal, but the reason why I just don't believe this will occur is we're in a position right now to win a Super Bowl. This is not a rebuild. This team is ready, lock, cock, and load to compete for the Lombardi. And taking a piece like Amik Robertson, who played really well last year in the slot, he shut down Justin Jefferson on the outside. He's done a phenomenal job. It doesn't make much sense. The Lions have the money. So why would you trade a valuable asset like that? I understand we got Ennis Rakestraw, but he was injured last year. He was a rookie who was injured last year. So potentially him basically being a rookie this year because he didn't play. Do you want to put that risk out there? 2nd year Terrion Arnold, 2nd year Ennis Rakestraw, just because you got DJ Reed and say hold it down. We know about injuries here. That would be a mistake. So I don't think that this occurs. But we don't know at this point because the rumors are floating around. I don't think it will happen, but I don't know. Folks, let me know your thoughts in the comments. With that said, adios.